Alright, so Las Vegas. That's a place where a lot of people want to go when they're old enough, or they do go now. And one thing that's done a lot in Las Vegas is gambling. And gambling can be fun, like if you can do it once or twice and you can control yourself. But it can also become like an addiction if you let it get out of control. And it can affect your personal life and your finances in like a lot of negative ways. And so I'm going to go over that, and I'm also going to go over how to fix an addiction if you do gamble, because it's not a good thing. So gambling is defined as a type of impulse control disorder, and the problem gambling is anything that disrupts your life or your behavior. So that's when you know it becomes a problem. To spot a gambler, or to find out if you have a gambling addiction, there are certain signs. First, gambling is referred to as a hidden illness because it doesn't have the signs or symptoms that being addicted to alcohol or drugs have. It's mainly people who are addicted to gambling usually deny or minimize the problem, and they'll go to great lengths to hide it. And they'll withdraw from their loved ones, they'll sneak around, and they'll lie about what they're doing or what they have been doing. And I got that from helpguide.org. Also, there's phases to gambling addiction. The first phase would be the winning phase, and that's when you win a lot when you're gambling. You bet and you don't worry about it, and you trust that your luck isn't gonna run out. And then the next phase would be the losing phase, which is when you begin to realize, okay, maybe this is becoming a problem. You distance yourself from family and things like that. And then the last phase is the desperation phase, and that's where you end up betting more and more. You spend all your money, and you'll do anything to get money, even if it's illegal, you don't care. And then also a lot of people could start drinking or get into worse things because they're trying to deal with their gambling problem. And I got that information off toomnybets.com. And now the negative effects of gambling addiction are, it obviously hurts the person with their family. It can hurt your entire family. Also, the person who will be most hurt is the person you're closest with, so usually a spouse. And also, it hurts your family financially because you're taking all your money and you're going to end up betting it, bet as much money as you want. You don't care anymore because you're addicted to gambling. And you'll distance yourself from people who you love in your life. Close relationships get ruined, things like that. And I found that on helpstarthere.org. So lastly, how to fix a gambling problem if you have it. Well, first, like they always say, you have to admit you have the problem. And then there's really two routes you could go through. You can go through therapy for gambling and have a support group, or you could go to something called Gamblers Anonymous. And it's just like Alcohol Anonymous. You go and you're with a support group of other people who have a gambling problem. And then from there, the biggest challenge would really be staying in recovery. Your family needs to help you and support you, and you need to be able to stop gambling. You need to be willing to stop doing it. And so, in conclusion, gambling, it can affect you in really negative ways, and if you know someone who has a gambling problem, or if you do have a gambling problem, you should try to fix it and try to fix the problem before it really hurts you in a permanent way. So thank you.
Gamble my life every day.
I think so. Take her air right now. Baby.
I know. We'll see if you can control it.
I can see him wearing some cowboy boots and a big hat.
Yeah. He said he's not going to come back. He said he's not going to come back.
Oh, wow. It seemed like that was obnoxious.
Did I not remind people what was Ceci is supposed to do the oh, did I have it backwards? I had it wrong, didn't I? I gave you guys different information. I'm sorry. Ceci was supposed to do the written evaluation, and Wei is supposed to do the oral evaluation.
I'm supposed to do Victor, right?
Yes.
But I wrote on Marissa, so...
Okay, well, then we'll just switch it around.
I did it for the 2.
Okay. Well, let's hear what you had to say.
No, but I wrote it.
Oh, you wrote it.
Yeah, I erased it in my
All right. Well, Noah, tell us what you thought of the speech, anyway.
Well, I thought she projected her voice really well. She gave good information, but I felt like maybe she needed a little more support. But I really enjoyed the presentation.
Okay, it's a very basic speech. There's not a lot of depth in it. It sounds. I know this is going to sound a little insulting. It sounds like it's from a pamphlet. You know, it's like you hit the basic points, and you've got the right kind of structure, but there's not much of an argument in it. There's not a lot of emotional pull. You don't have any examples or stories that would make us care about this. Everything kind of stays at the abstract, at a very vague level. You do some source citation, but often the sources are being paraphrased, and the conclusions that we get out of it, they really are more descriptive than inferential. You're giving us like I said, kind of an informative speech about what gambling addiction is like, as opposed to trying to convince us that it's something that's significant and important that we have to look at. I have no idea how many people are affected by this, how much money gets lost, how many families are influenced by this, what the impact is on their families. I just get some general stuff. For instance, oh, you'll be distancing yourself. Okay, so I'll sleep in the other room. I mean, I'm not sure what some of this means. It just seems like it's, you know, kind of at a superficial level. But it's well organized, and I thought it was pretty nicely presented. You talk to the audience. You do a very good job from the very beginning, looking at everybody. You're not overly dependent on the script. You seem to know what you're talking about at the level that you're talking about it. So I think you're doing a good job on those things. I did mention one little thing that I thought was kind of a minor irritant, and you won't notice it. You'll notice it when you look at the video. But you've got that James Bond pose at the beginning of the speech that I kind of warn people about. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, you cross your ankle like that, and all you need is, you know, your arm up with the gun to finish off the pose. You know, you know, and it just looks a little funny. That's all. All right.